You feel like your work is not valuable. You feel like everything they need is more important than anything you need. You feel belittled. You feel humiliated. You feel like you can't get enough sleep. You can't get enough exercise. You feel sort of subhuman almost.
Yourself.
Unfortunately, we are all capable of being assholes. We all are jerks from time to time. I don't know a single person who hasn't behaved like a total jerk, at least once a week, not just once in their life. We all do. What moves us to that place where we behave like a jerk? Sometimes it's that we're so focused on getting some body of work done that we just forget about the fact that we're working with another human being. We just forget about the fact that there's other people working with us, and we're just focused on getting this thing done. Sometimes you're exhausted. Sometimes you're hungry, angry, lonely, tired. Those are the main things that move us to that place. People would rather work for the person who's a total asshole than the person who's really nice but incompetent. That's true for two reasons. One, you know where you stand with the asshole, whereas the nice but incompetent person, you don't know where you stand. And also, you're going to be more successful. The thing about the asshole is that the asshole will challenge you. The asshole will fight, and will fight in the open. And that's actually better than passive-aggressive behavior, or even just super nice behavior where there's a problem, but the person's unwilling to state the obvious, that there's a problem. You can, without becoming an asshole, challenge an asshole. You can, without becoming an asshole, challenge other people to do better work. You don't have to be an asshole in order to be competent. I learned that all of life's problems can be boiled down to a great 2x2 axis, great 2x2 framework. And so this one is care personally, challenge directly. And when you can do both of those things, that's radical candor. When you fail to show you care, but you do challenge directly, that's obnoxious aggression. And that's what I used to call the asshole quadrant. And when you do show that you care personally, but you fail to challenge directly, I call that ruinous empathy. And that's the sort of nice but incompetent quadrant. And when you fail on both dimensions at the same time, and we all do sometimes, I call it manipulative insincerity. And that's where passive-aggressive behavior often manifests itself, sort of backstabbing behavior. That's where, when assholes finally get called out on their bad behavior, unfortunately, they go to an even worse place, and it's usually manipulative insincerity. Our mission is to rid the world of bad bosses. Put another way, my real hope with Radical Candor is it's pretty easy once you realize that your mistake is ruinous empathy. And that is the mistake that the majority of people make the majority of times. Once you realize that's your problem, it's pretty easy to move over to radical candor. And if enough people move over towards radical candor, then we get rid of the advantage that obnoxious aggression has in this world. So we eliminate the asshole advantage from the world if more people can be radically candid. One of the best applications of radical candor is in giving feedback. So let's imagine that you have a boss who behaves like a total jerk, who's an asshole. You've got a boss who's an asshole, and who you say is an asshole. Now, I'm going to say a couple of things about this. The first thing that I recommend you do is quit saying, my boss is an asshole. Quit saying that phrase. The problem with that phrase is that you're falling prey to the fundamental attribution error. One of the biggest problems in giving feedback is that rather than trying to understand the situation that's happening, what is happening in the situation that's causing this person to behave that way, and rather than trying to understand how your own behavior might be contributing to this other person's behavior, you just write them off as an asshole. And then when you give feedback, you're going to basically, you may not say these words, you're going to be thinking, and the person, whatever you say, even if you try to say it better, you're going to be thinking, the problem here is that you're an asshole. And whatever you say, the person is going to hear your thoughts. The problem here is that and if you tell somebody, the problem here is that you're an asshole, like, you're not giving them any room to change or improve or anything else. So that is not going to work as a way to give feedback. Your goal in going in and having these conversations is not to change the person's personality. No, I don't think you can change fundamental personality attributes. The other person might, with tremendous effort over a lot of time, be able to change certain personality attributes, but that's really hard. What you're trying to do is to tell them about specific behaviors that they can change, that you would like them to change.